Good evening, mentors. This is just a quick video to get you prepped and ready to go for our first mentor meal next week. So, next Wednesday, October 23rd, we will have our mentor meal. We'll start the evening off with an icebreaker, then move on to dinner and a discussion. The students will play show and tell with their strengths collage. Together, you guys will make a SMART goal, and you guys will do an activity where students can learn tips for time management. At the end, we'll have a quick debrief to share out what you all learned. So the M&M icebreaker is very simple. Each person at their table will get a pack of M&Ms. You simply tear it open, look at the colors before you, and answer the colors or the questions for the colors that you have. So if you have 2 yellows and 3 greens and 1 blue, etc., you're going to answer those questions multiple times. So they're going to have to really dig deep to answer some of these questions. While you guys are working on that activity, I will begin to release people to dinner, table by table. Again, dinner will be pizza from Valentino's, salad, and we'll have some cookies for dessert. We do recommend that you bring your own water bottle um, so that you'll have something to drink for the meal. While you all are eating or waiting to eat, you guys will be instructed to take out your student and mentor profiles. The students will have your profile that you have provided for me. I will have given them a copy of it so that they can look at it prior to meeting you. And then that evening, they will provide for you a student profile as seen here. On this student profile, they will have filled in their strengths. They will talk about extracurricular activities that they are involved in, hobbies, what they plan to do after high school, and finally, anything that they want to share with you that might not be on that list. If you notice that the students don't have any extracurricular activities, this would be a great opportunity for you to find out why. Ask them why they haven't joined a club or why they're not involved in any activities outside of the classroom. Probe a little deeper, see what their hobbies are, encourage them, maybe share your hobbies, and that might spark some interest. When it comes to post-secondary plans, it's okay if the students don't know where they want to go after they graduate or what they want to study, to ultimately build a career around. Most of us didn't know at their age either. But I always tell them it's important to have a plan. So, out of community college, four-year university, trade school, and military, maybe those are discussions that you guys can have while you're eating your dinner. Additionally, the students will be able to ask you questions about the profile that you provided for them. So if they have a question about a career that you had or a hobby that you have, this will be a great time during dinner to have that discussion. Next, you will move on to a strengths collage show and tell. All of the students will show up that evening with a folder, and the cover page of their folder has their top 5 strengths, the key traits listed for those strengths, and also a picture to help them kind of remember what that strength is all about. They'll talk to you about these new discoveries because they have just recently taken this strengths assessment, and now they are going to begin exploring and learning more. So this is just a preliminary understanding of what these strengths are. This would be a great time for you to share your strengths with the students as well. I encourage you to bring them written down or printed out. And you can look at the quick reference guide on the tab Strengths in your folder for just a little brief rundown of what your strengths are, or you can do a deeper dive on the website or in the book that was provided for you. All in all, it's a good idea for you to have a good understanding of your strengths so that when you talk to the students, they can see the value in knowing their strengths better as well. After you guys learn about the students' strengths, you will have an opportunity to help the students set a SMART goal for the year. Now, I know many of you are familiar with SMART goals, but for those of you who aren't, SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And I have given you a definition and example for you there, and then a blank space for the students to create their SMART goal. So the example, or for specific, when you are setting a goal, it needs to be specific and clearly defined. So I will run is a very basic one. All right. Measurable will be, the goal should be quantifiable, like how many times, how often. So I will run twice a week is the measurable part. Achievable will be, a goal should be attainable for at least 2 miles, right? So you don't want to say, I'm going to run twice a week, a marathon. Obviously, if you're starting out as a runner, that is not achievable. I don't think running a marathon twice a week is achievable for anybody, really. So you want to make sure that it is, help them not set something so big that they will quit once, they're not able to do it on an ongoing basis. It needs to be relevant. So their goal should be meaningful and relevant to them. I told the students that they are going to be able to choose whatever kind of goal they want. It can be an academic goal, it can be a personal goal, whatever goal they want. So, they're 15 and 16 years old. I'm sure a lot of them are going to want something like a job or a driver's license. Okay, help them see how to make it specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant. All right, so the relevant, like I said, needs to be meaningful. And that's where we come into what the ultimate goal is, right? So we're wanting to run twice a week for at least 2 miles so that I can finish a marathon eventually. All right. So we want to look at, why do they want to get the driver's license? Why do they want a job? Right? Maybe the driver's license is so that they can drive themselves to their job. Maybe the job is so that they can afford to buy clothes or down payment on a car, whatever. Okay, try and help them see the why behind their goal. And then finally, it needs to be time bound. So the goal should have a deadline. The example that I had here is by the end of 2024, but the goal for the kids is going to be longer. And let me show you. On the back of the form that the students will be provided that evening, you will see that each time that we meet after the initial meeting, they are going to track their progress on their SMART goal with you. So they're going to take their form out, and you're going to say, so how are you doing on the SMART goal of getting your driver's license? And maybe they will say something like, well, I signed up for the online classes. Great. We're going to write that in the progress, 1 month later. Perfect. And then maybe in January, when we check in with them again, oh, I haven't been doing such a good job of completing my classwork and practice driving. So by holding them accountable and doing frequent check-ins, this is going to keep that goal, fresh in their minds, and, we'll encourage them to get back on track if something goes awry. At the end of the year, once we finish our final mentor meal with the juniors in February, I will have them do a reflection on the process and, whether they achieved it or not, etc. Sometimes goals change, right? Sometimes that thing that you wanted so much, maybe becomes less important for whatever reason. So you guys will work on just this portion of setting a SMART goal for the year. And after that, we will do a final activity for the evening. This is where I'm going to give you a week-long calendar page. And I'm going to give you an envelope or some sort of paper that has a bunch of activities, and they have to figure out where they're going to fit all of these fun, cool, amazing, and responsible things into their schedule. And then what I'd like you guys to do is talk about what time management tools you use to be successful. Personally, I have a planner. It's a very teacherly thing to do, I think, but I have a planner month by month, and this is what I use. I get very excited every May when I buy my new planner for the next school year. So a planner is something that works for me. And also, I set frequent alarms on my phone. So those are two of the things that I use as time management tools, but maybe you have something different. Maybe you use the Outlook calendar and reminders. Maybe you use a crazy system of Post-its. I don't know. Whatever your time management tools are, share it with them. And if you're not really great about time management, talk to them about that too. It's okay to be honest and say, you know what, time gets away from me sometimes. And that's something, me as a fully grown adult, I'm still working on. I think it's really important for them to see that we're not perfect, that we're still learning as well. So that pretty much wraps up our mentor meal next week. I really hope that you guys have taken your assessments and taken your youth protection training so that you can come in ready to have this great experience with the students. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments, please reach out to me at my email and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.